Give me 1 second.
Dude, Naheem Hines from Colts.
Yeah.
I think it would be good fantasy, man.
All right, guys, what's going on? This is the quote-unquote 3-drink podcast minimum. What we're going to do is we're just going to go live right after the games are done. And what we're going to do is just basically talk about everything that happened during the game. This one did not go as planned, obviously. 38-28, blah, blah, blah. Wasn't great. 3-and-out to start. After that, Tyreek Hill just went so crazy. Took the opening kick, 91 yards. And from there, that's when we were all kind of like, yep, this is the Chargers. They're back. So if you guys have any questions, man, I'll definitely answer the questions just as we go along here. But we can keep it pretty light besides that. So I'll just kind of go down the game on how it kind of happened. So like I said, the punt was all bad. But after that, they still had like plenty of chances. And I know like Rivers threw that interception, and I'm like probably his biggest critic ever. But I actually thought that Rivers played a pretty good game. But we can get to all that. Let me try to see here. All right, so I'll go. I'll just go basically drive by drive on exactly what went down. So Chargers get a 3-and-out. Great. And then the punt return happens. Then the very next drive, they march down the field, and what has to happen is when the other team scores, you have to put points on the board on the following possession, or at least move the ball and flip the field position. So like they did a really good job of that. They started off with Austin Ekeler. That was really good. I think the good sign, like if you want to talk positive, if you want to start positive, what was really good is we saw like basically not 50-50 touches, but it seemed like 60-40, 65-35 as far as Melvin Gordon and Ekeler. So that's what I want to see, man. I feel like that just keeps teams off balance. And you see, man, when Ekeler gets the rock, he can go. He has juice. He can move the ball as opposed to running straight into defenders like Gordon does. So they got a field goal. Next series, that's when Tyreek Hill again, who is apparently the best player on earth because he just made them look as bad as possible. That was a play where, I mean, he wasn't challenged at all. I'm surprised that Gus Bradley wasn't more aggressive. He was pretty passive and ran like a lot of zones. So on this play, that was a slant where Hill broke and Adai had him like one-on-one, and Adai does what Adai does, and he just whiffs. Like he had him in the open field, and he just flat out whiffs, man. And as soon as you do that, that's just all she wrote. There's nothing else that you can do. So that was one of the big things that people talked about because obviously you want to have Derwin on the field, but you want Derwin to be involved in the action. So to have him involved in the action, he's going to be near the line of scrimmage. So with that, you're going to put Adai back. And with Adai not being the sure tackler that he is, that's exactly what happened. So blah, blah. They got a touchdown, 14-3. Next Chargers possession. So like I mentioned, after you give up a touchdown, you have to do something. And the Chargers didn't. So, I mean, I think, they punted. And they did kind of flip the field position. So I guess in a way that's positive, but you still have to put up points, especially against a high-powered offense. I think a lot of people thought that just because the Chiefs had a rookie quarterback, that it would be, like a cakewalk, that he would turn the ball over, that he would be passive. That's just not his mentality, man. I mean, if you just watch Mahomes, you watch Mahomes throughout his college career, you watch him last year against Denver, he was very aggressive. In the preseason, he was very aggressive. You want a quarterback that's going to be very aggressive, and that's exactly what he was. So 14-3, Chargers get a field goal, 14-6. Chiefs punt. Chargers come back with a long drive, very impressive drive. That was 12 plays, 96 yards. What we saw there was that's where Melvin Gordon broke one for 25 yards. That it seemed like that was a drive where they were just like going running back, and they ended up getting a touchdown. I think that was where Eckler caught it out of the backfield. Where I have no idea. Maybe somebody who's watching has a better idea. But when you are down in the first half, when you're down into the third quarter, there's no reason to chase points. They chase points, and even though the score didn't reflect it, I think it cost them for sure. Just change their mentality and how they wanted to basically attack, or just how they can play, how they can use their timeouts and everything else. You don't chase points, just can't do that. They did, and it failed. So after that, 17-12, and then Chiefs get a field goal. It seems like they're scoring every other drive. What was the play during that drive that got them in there? It seems like they had a big play every freaking drive, man. Charge defense looked very bad. Apparently, Joey Bosa is very good. Who knew? So Chiefs get a field goal. Chargers come back. They have a chance before the half to make something happen. That was when Rivers launched it up to Travis Benjamin. He jumps up and the ball goes through his elbows. The amount of drops today by guys that are supposed to be veterans, guys that you can count on, just amazing, man. Just so bad. So they don't get any points out of that drive. Costly, especially in a two-possession game. Chiefs do get points before their half. So 5-point difference. Chiefs come out of the half with a touchdown. Chargers come out of the half with an interception. Probably, quite easily Rivers' worst pass of the day. Looks like he was just trying to buy time. So that was a situation where, man, you just got to live for another down, take the loss. He doesn't do that. He forces it to Keenan Allen. Safety jumps it. Turnover. And that 31-12, and that's when I left. I went to Best Buy. Just kind of roamed around and gave up on the team. So as I was gone, I figured, it's probably not going to get worse than this. Who, buddy, was I wrong? That's when J.J. Jones fumbled on the 5-yard line or whatever yard line it was. And so that after the Chargers got a stop too. So they had a chance. He fumbles. I imagine this is going to be the last we see of J.J. Jones. Man, that's rough. So 31-20, that's pretty much all she wrote after that. Or that made it 38-20, and the Chargers scored a touchdown, but pretty much too little too late. Even though they did have a chance at the end there, and kickers are going to kicker. Sturgis, man. I still don't understand why they went Sturgis over Aguayo, because Sturgis missed in the preseason. Aguayo didn't, even though obviously I wasn't there to practice. But it's not good, man. I don't know. I don't see Sturgis getting better. But there's so much wrong with today. I thought Anthony Lynn was pretty poor today, just all in general. Some of the things that he was doing, man. The team looked unprepared. I'm trying to think of all the things that he did do. So, well, first of all, it was going for 2 early on. That was bad. the clock, I don't know, just the game management in general just didn't seem like it was right. I always wonder in a situation where you know that there's going to be points needed and you're struggling to move the ball. If you guys remember early in the first half, it was 4th and 2, and Rivers rushes the field, which he's done that for like the last, or hurries up, acts like he's going to go for it, doesn't go for it. Why not just go for it, man? You have them on the ropes, like you have the defense flustered and running around. Why not just go for it and see if you can draw them off, not draw them off sides, but catch a receiver open? That doesn't happen. They kick a field goal. Like no momentum change, no momentum shift or anything there. Something else that I noticed today, and you guys might, obviously it changed just because towards the end of the game, like his stat line looks a lot better than what it was just because he had that touchdown and towards the end in quote unquote garbage time. But so Keenan finished with 8 catches, 108 yards, and a touchdown. But I think you guys would agree with me that something was off with him. It didn't seem like he was all there today. Like he wasn't playing with that. Like usually he's getting up after every catch, and he's signaling first down. He's just talking his shit. Today that wasn't the case, man. I don't know. So something was up with him. I don't know what it was, but something was up. But that's got to change, man. And speaking of receivers, Tyrell was bad. Travis Benjamin was bad. I didn't see the Mike. I think I was gone when Mike Williams was starting to get catches. So I can't really talk too much about him. But at the same time, if those guys are going to be bad, why not use Eckler more? Why not get Eckler on the field at the same time as Gordon? Maybe work the middle of the field more. Defensively, man, getting gashed, people missing tackles. The quote-unquote best tackler, Denzel Perryman, probably missed like 3 or 4 tackles today. Kaiser White led the team in tackles, and he had 6 tackles. That's how well the defense played today. Usually, all you have to do is go on the other side. Anthony Hitchens of the Chiefs, he had 15 tackles. Next guy had 9, 8, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people had more tackles on the Chiefs than the Chargers leader. So, not great there. I just don't remember much of good that the Chargers did. It seemed like Melvin Ingram was getting after Mahomes early on in the game, but that didn't matter. Like on the one hit he had, that's where Tyreek Hill went and made that crazy catch. Kaiser White didn't do much. Davis Brown didn't do much. So like the other linebackers really didn't do anything. Derwin, we can talk about Derwin. That was probably the lone positive. He was getting after it. He hit the quarterback. He had a couple pass breakups. I think he had a sack. I want to say he had a sack. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know, man, but this is a 3-drink podcast, and so 3-drink minimum. And I am drinking the quality of beer that the Chargers played today, which is Corona. Corona Premier, since I'm watching my figure. That's what I'm doing right now. Around the rest of the NFL, there was some pretty bad football going on today. The Cowboys and Cardinals totaled 24 points. That was all bad. The Browns and Steelers was like colossal fail. Ended in tie game. Big Ben threw like 17 picks. The Browns had a field goal blocked as time expired. Deshaun Watson was bad. Ryan Fitzpatrick was like the greatest quarterback ever today. The Bills scored 3 points. The Ravens scored 47 points. I think the Colts were up 23 to 17 and lost 34-23. Jimmy G is actually not good, believe it or not. If you guys watched like the Vikings game, Jimmy G was playing like backyard. He was playing like Madden. It seemed like just running around, throwing it up. Sometimes it worked. A lot of times it didn't. That's how you lose football games. But back to the Chiefs Chargers, man. Talk about Mahomes. Mahomes was killing it. Mahomes was balling, I thought. He ended up going 15 for 27. So it probably doesn't look like great. But I mean, you guys watched the game. It seemed like he was in control. It seemed like he was making good decisions. He was running a little bit too. That was nice. That was good to see for them, anyways. Charge had no idea how to stop him at all. It was all bad. I'm trying to think of some of the hot takes you guys saw. Like, if you guys have any hot takes, feel free to give them to me, man. Oh, we got some comments rolling in here. Yes, Eckler is definitely RB1. Man, yeah, Pat Mahomes picked the defense apart, man. Chasing the Chiefs the rest of the season, bro. Game. Yeah, that is crazy, man. Yeah, Adam said Mahomes is only going to get better. So imagine after, like, this is week 1 and Mahomes sat line week 1 against the Chargers, who many think have like a top 10 defense. Obviously, no Bosa today. Mahomes goes 4 touchdowns against, and he was making like really good decisions. I thought he was buying time, like he was running, he was scrambling to throw. Can't let you get a Corona. You can get, but look, Premier. So I think they're like under 100 calories. I think that's what we do out here to keep those beach bods ready. Yeah, we can talk about that. So fake the pass on 4th and 2 and waste the timeout. I think actually, man, we as fans in the first half, I'll say, not the second half, but I think we overrate the hell out of timeouts, man. I just don't. I don't know. I don't think they're as important in the first half. I really don't think that. But looking at some of the other stuff, I would have gone for, yeah, Ingram. Man, there was a play where it was 3rd down. Ingram was running around. Ingram literally sprinted from his like edge rusher position all the way back to like the free safety, like he was returning a punt. I think Garrett Sisti had a tweet about it, like a video about it. I've literally never seen that. I know like people, you disguise and you want to give them different looks and whatnot, and you have defensive linemen dropping like 3 yards, 5 yards, but this dude really took off, dead sprint. That was crazy. I think the whole defense was off. I don't know what Nwosu was on. I don't even know what his stat line was like. What did Nwosu do? I feel like later in the game he had like a tackle, but that was when the game was already wrapped up. I don't know. The pass rush just wasn't there today, which is, and obviously Bosa makes a big difference just because the whole trickle down effect. Yeah, Bosa, so you can't double team Ingram. Nwosu gets the 3rd best blocker, likely, probably even like tight ends and running backs coming off the blitz. It just didn't happen, man. Yeah, apparently Bosa is good. Jason says corners playing 10 yards off. Bradley forgot Tyreek was playing. That's what I'm trying to, like, what are you going to do, man? This dude, Tyreek, is like, he's probably the fastest player in the NFL. I think we all agree with that. And Gus Bradley's just letting him run free, like not even challenging him at all. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help that Sam Watkins on the other side. He can fly too, but you got to be aggressive, man. And the thing was, as the game was going on, like, so you get hurt on that 58-yard slant where Adai misses the tackle. Okay, you gave him a free release. How about after that, you press him and you don't let him run freely off the line? And then so because they did that, they did over and over and over and over, and nothing changed. So yeah, I didn't agree with that, but it wasn't just like on Tyreek Hill too, just all the like Kelsey and Sammy Watkins on like the slants. You saw Trevor Williams, like he would be 10 yards off, which is cool. It's one thing to be that far off, but if you stay at 10 yards, that's cool. But they were like playing 10 yards off and like continuing to back up. It was all bad, man. I do think King is the best tackler. But I mean, what's that really saying? That just means you're hiding a corner underneath instead of playing him in man coverage. Like if King was guarding Watkins or Tyreek, that probably would have been bad news. He did make some plays, though. You can't hate on that. I have no idea what they're doing with Emmanuel. I have no idea what they think. So he got beat by a fullback on that touchdown. They, for whatever reason, so they run this heavy zone scheme, And Emmanuel's responsible for like any back coming out of the backfield or essentially any person to his side. And offenses clearly know this, and they'll just like get him running 20 yards down the field. Like, it's just common sense. Get him off the field. How about that? Nwosu's much more athletic, but that's really a case where you could probably have somebody like Dez there in these obvious passing downs. Please tell me Tevi won't be starting. Oh man, yeah, he was bad today. There's no doubt about that. Tevi, the very first play, I think Gordon had like an 18-yard run, which is good. Like you want to get Tevi like comfortable, so run right behind him. But after that, man, like you saw D Ford's getting at him, Chris Jones, Justin Houston, like they were just working him. But he's a 7th-round rookie or 7th-round pick from last year, so you guys saw what he was in the preseason. He was terrible in the preseason. They're gonna have to make some kind of move, man, because he's not where it's at. But the funny thing is, it's not like Barksdale has shown you that he can stay healthy. It feels like he missed so much time every year. So going into this season with Barksdale, like with that in mind, how is Tevi? How do you not have a replacement ready for Tevi? Can we have Derwin return punts from now on and throw him at receiver from time to time? Man, so sometimes I don't know. I feel like Derwin is he's clearly a playmaker. So I am team get the ball in your playmaker's hands. Travis Benjamin he returned the punt after the Jones fumbled, and Jones also had a kick return where his first kick return, he returned it to like the 8-yard line, blah. Travis Benjamin returned a punt, and he lost a yard while he ran back and forth and took like 12, 13 seconds off the clock. Travis Benjamin is not a smart football player. Like as fast as he is, as much as he can possibly bring to the table, he's just not a smart football player. So, man, trust me, I am. You guys saw, like I tweeted every freaking game about Derwin James. He can return. He probably is the best returner on the team, if we're being real. I do think Des King's a good punt returner. He at least catches the ball and goes forward, which baby steps. Good news is, though, man, as bad as this might seem, because the Chargers, if you think about it, put it in perspective, the Chargers haven't beaten the last time the Chargers beat the Chiefs was 2013. Let's do this here real quick. Let's see what was hot in 2013. Let's check out the top songs in 2013, because that was the last time the Chargers won. Miley Cyrus, Wrecking Ball. Who else? That's when like One Direction started. Katy Perry was still a thing. Holy hell. A$AP Rocky. Wow. That was a long time ago. That's the Drake started from the bottom. That's the last time that the Chargers freaking beat the Chiefs. And like I was seeing all the Chiefs writers, man, they were picking the Chargers. And I was like, damn. And all they were doing was like citing history, how Andy Reid owns like Phillip Rivers. But now they look right, just because, I mean, they were talking like you put pressure on Rivers, he's gonna throw it up to you. And that's exactly what happened. So, but what I was gonna say is, as bad as this like might seem, and like as a fan perspective, just know that next week the Chargers are gonna play Josh Allen or Nate Peterman, who Nate Peterman today completed 5 passes. For a while there, I thought he really might finish the game in single digits. He had 7 yards passing with like 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, and then he threw like a 10-yarder to Kelvin Benjamin. But besides that, man, they had the Bills, and the Bills are terrible. As bad as you thought the Chargers were today, the Bills were much worse. Jason says, can we stop running to the right side? So stop running to the right side with Gordon. So the very first play, that was where Gordon popped off. He broke like 18 yards. But there was a play, if somebody wants to watch it on their own, it was about 5 minutes and 30 seconds in the third quarter. They ran up the middle with Gordon. There was like a clear, distinct hole that I thought he had, and Gordon bounces to the right. It was like a loss of 2 yards or whatever. Like that, the stuff that he does, man, that for whatever reason the coach is giving him a pass for. And I get it. Like, he's a big dude. He's a fast guy. He bounces off tackles, but the mistakes he makes, man, Eckler doesn't make these. So I think my brand this year is going to be Eckler RB1 until he isn't. And I mean, he's very good. I don't care where he was drafted. Nate Peterman had the best game of his career. Leave him alone. That's real, man. Like, that's how bad he's been, where he completed 5 of 18 passes, did not throw over like 25 yards, and this is as good as it gets for Peterman. Man, they should just blitz the house next week. But I mean, it's not like their defense was the Bills' defense was crushing it today. They were making Joe Flacco look real good, which you have to be really bad to make Joe Flacco look really good. So, yeah, Bills on deck, 49ers in the hole, and the Ram boys after that, man. So, I mean, this will pretty much be quick. Next time, I'm gonna have some hot takes ready. I'll just like collect hot takes during the game as we go along. That way, I can just read them off. But, yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that no matter what happens, Kyle Emanuel is going to get beat. Trying to go off the top. Oh, Rams before Niners. That's a good point. Either way, so probably going to be the Bills, 1-1. Rams probably not going to beat the Rams. So if Dee Ford made the Chargers' interior line look bad, imagine what Sue and Aaron Donald are going to do. Like, it's going to be Rivers running for his life. But hopefully I'm not so sure that the Rams offense is going to be as good as people think. So we'll see, man. Other than that, I don't really have much else. I'll just check back in later this week, guys. That's going to be all for today. More hot takes coming next week. I'm out, guys. Brown, 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 brown. Yo. Yeah, go time. I did. 3X are always good, actually. Free fucking tweet. Meow, meow. Oh, whoops, still live.
We hope you do your review.
Oh man.
Seems like you got to pay for it.
I don't know how to unlive it. I don't know how to unlive it. What the fuck? I need to fucking
You have to
stop
upload
it.
that too, or what?
No, I don't know how to fucking stop it.
Are you still live?
Yes. Yes.
Probably smoke.
Should have done that first, honestly. Should have done that first, honestly.
When did Sturgis miss that field goal? Fourth quarter?
Yeah. Jesus, man.